Hey, welcome back to another special breakfast time episode of Story Not Story. Don't worry, we're still in bed. What's your name?
My name is Craig. I'm your husband.
Oh, it's weird that I asked you your name then.
It was not too long ago that I was creating a different story in my head in the form of a dream.
A dream?
Because we just woke up because it's morning.
Because it's morning. See, listen to our coffee.
That's some loud coffee.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Oh, my name's China, by the way. And this is our podcast. And this week we're going to take 2 more listener suggestions for awesome stories. Mm-hmm. And in the future, if you want to send in suggestions for stories that you would like to hear us make up off the top of our heads ridiculously, you can do that by emailing us. What's our email address?
storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com.
You can tweet to us. We're on Twitter @storiesinbed.
You didn't sing it.
Stories in Bed.
That's better.
Okay. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/storynotstory.
Story not story.
What else do we have?
Well, there's iTunes, there's SoundCloud, but those you don't really contact us. Well, you could comment on our YouTube channel, which is a string of numbers, but it'll be linked somewhere in the description of this, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And you could probably search Story Not Story Podcast on YouTube and come up with something, or just whatever you come up with, comment on that video, even if it's not our video.
Mm-hmm. We're everywhere, you guys.
We are all-knowing, all-seeing. Mm-hmm. And all
Stop that. Stop what you're doing right now. I saw that.
Ew.
Ew.
Use a tissue for that. Mm-hmm. It's gross. Okay. Are you ready to tell me a story?
Oh, I'm telling you a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this suggestion came in through the twits. That's what I call Twitter for short.
Yeah, she used to call it something else, but then I informed her that was an inappropriate word, so she changed it.
The suggestion is from Alexis.
Yeah, Alexis, ahoy ye Alex on Twitter.
And Alexis could be a boy or a girl name, so I'm not going to assume gender here. But they say...
Hey, wait. Oh, yeah, I guess you have to tell me what story to tell.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. They say, can we hear a story about a cat who likes fights?
A cat who likes fights.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, because I just so happen to want to tell a story about how a cat who likes fights.
That is so convenient and serendipitous.
Yeah.
We should pause this, watch the movie Serendipity, and then you'll understand serendipity, and then we can come back and start the podcast again.
Yep, okay, we'll wait. In fact, you don't even pause it, we'll just wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, look, it's John Cusack. Oh, look, it's that British woman.
Oh,
they met, but they didn't exchange phone numbers.
Nope. No, stop spoiling the movie.
But they don't know what happens.
Some people might be going to watch something else.
They get together at the end.
Oh, it's a rom-com. Come on, you knew that. A John Cusack rom-com. Anyway, this is not a John Cusack rom-com. This is a story about a cat who was lost at birth. It was part of a litter of 12 cats.
That is a big litter of cats.
It's big. That's why this cat was lost.
That would be easy to do.
Yeah.
If I had 12 babies at once, I would probably deliberately lose a couple of them just to have fewer babies at once. You know?
Yeah. So this cat was lost in the city of Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good city. It's where Mr. Rogers was taped.
Lots of rivers, apparently.
Yeah.
And they intersect.
Mountains and stuff.
I've never been.
I've been there several times.
That's great.
Yeah, but I never ran into this cat. I only heard tale.
Okay.
I didn't hear the cat's tail. I heard tales about the cat.
Yeah, if you heard its tail, it was just like right there.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't. Maybe. But anyway, so this cat had to grow up on its own in the streets of Pittsburgh. It was a rough time avoiding, stray dogs, stray other cats, and in Pittsburgh there are a lot of pit bulls. So,
whoa.
And when they're not house trained pit bulls, they're dangerous. They like to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And this cat, in its younger its younger days, it found a nice little garbage dump to hang out in for a while. Got some nice food, some bad food, but a lot of nice food.
That's nice.
Yeah, because sometimes people threw things away that they just didn't finish.
Yeah.
You know, often wasteful humans that we are.
Mm-hmm.
And this cat, by the way, was a male cat.
Mm-hmm. Did he?
What?
Did he have a name?
No, because it went missing. It didn't have a name at first. For a long time, it didn't even know about names.
Okay. I was hoping that you would say that it was a street cat named Desire.
Well, here's the thing. Next to the garbage dump was the local theater. And
I'm so excited.
What?
For just how your story's going.
It was a theater that played movies sometimes, but also stage plays.
Mm-hmm.
And there was for a long period of time there was a very successful showing of A Streetcar Named Desire, the famous Tennessee Williams play.
Right.
And see, the cat. You're gonna be disappointed. The cat's name isn't Street Cat Named Desire.
No, it would. Okay, what is it?
But in that play, you may recall a crucial scene where Marlon Brando's character, I don't remember the character's name, Stanley, I believe. Stanley.
Sure.
Hollers.
I've not seen it.
Stella. And so this cat heard that so many times, and every time the cat heard that, it would run to the theater. And it is a very emotional moment in the scene.
Okay.
In the play.
Right.
So everyone was crying in the theater, and the cat would lick up the tears on the floor.
Whoa.
And it thought they were delicious.
That's gross.
I know, but the cat thought they were calling the cat over to have the delicious snack.
So this was a male cat named Stella.
You didn't let me say. So the cat thought its name was Stella.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I could just infer that. Yeah. Okay, so Stella the cat.
Stella the cat was avoiding fights, living in a dump in Pittsburgh. But one day, Stella met another cat, a lady cat.
Ooh.
And that cat's name was A Street Cat Named Desire.
Okay. That was her entire name?
Yes.
Her name wasn't just Desire?
No. Her name was A Street Cat Named Desire.
Oh no. Okay.
Because,
what'd she go by?
being near the theater, people would say A Streetcar Named Desire all the time, but also refer to her as a cat as she went by. She was a stray cat as well.
Right.
And just through a series of confusion, like she just figured out that her name was A Street Cat Named Desire, similar to Stella figuring out that Stella was his name. So A Street Cat Named Desire one day, what?
Are you gonna? Does she use her entire name the whole time? It doesn't get shortened.
No.
Okay, great.
No. A Street Cat Named Desire is
great.
Is her name. Why would you?
Great.
Like, I don't want you to call me Cruh. My name is Craig.
Okay, but like if your name was Alexander.
Yeah.
You might go by Alex.
Or, hey Alex, dude. That's what I would go by probably. You could go by Xander if you wanted to.
Okay, so her name is A Street Cat Named Desire.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
And so Stella kind of had a crush on A Street Cat Named Desire. And A Street Cat Named Desire kind of didn't care about Stella too much.
That happens.
I mean, there were lots of stray cats around, and it's hard to notice. He was kind of quiet, always avoiding fights and things. You see, a street cat named Desire was a stray cat, but a stray cat by choice. Mm-hmm. Like, the cat was raised for a while, but then ran away. And so it wasn't afraid. It already had a hard life in its home. She.
I know. It'll just, if we've assigned them genders, it will make it easier to keep track of
She already had a hard life at home, so she strayed. Mm-hmm. So she was already pretty tough. Mm-hmm. Stella was kind of weak and just timid, mm-hmm. Until one day the pit bulls came to the dump.
No.
And they, being the jerks they are, they go to this dump. They're like, "Hey, look at all this great trash, bro." And then the other pit bull's like, "I'm not a bro, I'm a girl." "Oh, I'm sorry. We all just look really manly to me because I'm a big man and I think I'm sexist." Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so.
Well, I mean, I guess at least he's aware.
And then the other pit bull's like, "Yeah, it's cool. I'm kind of sexist too, because I'm a pit bull and I'm a jerk." Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not all pit bulls are jerks. Just these pit bulls happen to be jerks because they're just wild.
Yeah.
So they start going through the trash. They find some fresh Hot Pockets.
What?
And that's Stella's favorite food.
Uh-huh.
And Stella's been looking for them for a while because Stella ate them all a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And
fresh Hot Pockets would probably be hard to come by in the dump. Yeah. Nobody in their right mind is going to throw out Hot Pockets.
No. And so Stella has to try to use its cunning to get those Hot Pockets back, Mm-hmm. And so what Stella does is, the male pit bull whose name was Sigmund, mm-hmm. Was carrying the Hot Pocket. Why do you look so doubtful?
No, I don't look doubtful. Go for it.
What? Why are you skeptical right now?
I'm not skeptical. I'm just curious what the rest of the story is going to be.
I'm just waiting for you to judge me in some way, like you usually do, but you're not.
I know. I'm waiting for something that really, really deserves my judgment.
Okay. All right. So Sigmund is carrying the Hot Pocket, mm-hmm. and Lucille, the other pit bull,
sure,
is walking behind, standing guard. Stella comes over and knocks the Hot Pocket out of Sigmund's mouth.
Whoa, that is bold.
That was bold. Sigmund was confused. It was like, "What? What? No one does that. What? Bark, bark. I'm a bro. I forgot to talk like this. Bark. What? No one does that." Sometimes, because he's actually putting on a show. He's not really that tough.
Yeah, and he was really taken aback by Stella's actions.
So the true Sigmund came out. Sigmund actually has dreams of being an actor, which is why they hang out near the theater. But
I see.
Yeah. He's like, "What are you doing?" And Stella, surprised at the violence that was within him, mm-hmm. But actually kind of liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, standing up for himself.
Standing up for
Hot Pockets.
And the fact that Sigmund did not eat him right away emboldened Stella. Uh-huh. Turns out Sigmund is, not actually as tough as he seems.
Sure.
So Stella slapped Sigmund across the face with his claw.
Oh my goodness.
Cut him.
What?
Yeah. Lucille, not happy about this, goes after Stella.
Uh-huh.
Lucille's not as weak as Sigmund is.
No, she's tough.
Yeah. And kind of knocks with Lucille's face, kind of knocks Stella away. See, normally in this situation, Lucille would probably just try to eat a cat. But she knows that there's Hot Pockets on the way, and she wanted to save her appetite.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't want to fill up on cat right before Hot Pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
So Stella is like, whoa, that wasn't good, but I also kind of liked that. I'm enjoying this conflict, this fighting, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so Stella launches back, grabs Lucille's face, and just gives her a really hard noogie.
A noogie.
Yeah, a cat noogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did that show her?
Kind of did. She was confused because she's not used to small creatures standing up to her. And Sigmund, actually scared but pretending not to be, like, let's get out of here anyway. I don't even want this Hot Pocket. Blah! And they run away. A street cat named Desire watched the whole thing. A little impressed with Stella.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she pretty much grew up on the streets, so
yeah.
So having a cat partner who can defend themselves and stand up for what they believe in, Hot Pockets, is probably pretty important to her.
Yeah. And so Stella gets the Hot Pocket and wanders over to a street cat named Desire and says, would care to dine with me, m'lady? And a street cat named Desire says, don't call me m'lady. I'm a street cat named Desire, and you refer to me as that full name at all times.
Wow.
Yeah. And Stella was like, oh man, it's gonna be tough to have to. Can I just a nickname? No nickname. A street cat named Desire, please.
Wow.
It's like, I do that for you. And then a street cat named Desire is like, fine, let's have some Hot Pocket. And then Stella, well, street cat named Desire ends up having like a little more than half of the Hot Pocket, and Stella's not too happy about that because she really likes Hot Pockets. He really likes Hot Pockets. So he was kind of a joke. Sometimes he refers to himself as a woman as a joke, like, "Oh, girl." That didn't make any sense.
No,
like, man, I am.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a comedian. Stella is. I am one hungry lady. Sometimes he'll say stuff like that just as a joke. But anyway, so they're you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Okay. So she has a little bit more. He's a little upset about that, but he's okay with it because he's a gentleman. And they get together. They hook up. And they're together for several weeks. Sigmund.
That's a long time in the cat world.
Yeah. Well, and maybe longer, but after several weeks go by, Sigmund shows back up. And he's like, "Hey, are you that cat that took my Hot Pocket?" And Stella's like, "Meow, yes."
Oh.
Stella's gotten a little bit more sensitive, and because in a relationship now, and it's settled down. He's settled down a little. And Sigmund's like, "Well, hey, listen, I really want to apologize about that. I'm sorry, that was very unprofessional of us to come in and take your food. And I fell into the wrong crowd with Lucille, and I don't hang out with her anymore. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I've got a new role in the local play next door at the theater. It's a musical version of, well, it's a stage version of All Dogs Go to Heaven, the cartoon musical, if you'd like to come see it." Sigmund is becoming a very successful actor at this theater.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. And Stella's like, "No, thanks. I got a fight to go to." Stella's been taking up cat fighting.
Like professionally?
Yeah.
That's awesome too.
Well, street cat fighting, but then it leads to professional cat fighting. And but cat fighting's illegal anyway. But they do it on the streets. He makes a good living.
That's
and
good.
He supports a street cat named Desire. And they live happily ever after. Lucille, I don't want to say what happens to Lucille, but it's not good.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go down a bad path, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was how Stella got her
Hot
pocket back.
His.
How Stella got her hot pocket back, I mean his, is what is the name of that story.
That's great.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, China.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me a story?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
Yeah?
Yeah. What am I telling you a story about?
Well, you already know because you're looking at the thing I'm looking at. But
Sure. Why don't you tell me?
On YouTube, which we put these on our YouTube channel, Alexi T says, China, tell a story about a mirror.
A mirror.
He or she, I think it's probably a she. Alexi?
I don't know.
Well,
Let's not assume.
They specifically wanted you to tell a story about a mirror.
They did, yeah. Well, because you are obviously unqualified to tell stories about mirrors. Everybody knows that.
I feel like I've told some pretty good mirror stories in my day, but that's fine. It's your turn.
It's my turn.
China,
they wanted me to tell a story.
Could you tell me a story about a mirror?
I can indeed.
Okay.
So, once upon a time, there was a girl.
Yeah.
Named Lucy.
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, just like Lucille, the dog in my story.
No, her name was just Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't Lucille shortened to Lucy.
Okay.
Just plain old Lucy.
Sure.
And she lived in a big old Victorian house with her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And this house was like redonkulously big because these people only had just the one kid, Lucy.
Yeah.
And they had like 9 bedrooms and like living rooms and sitting rooms.
Why do they have such
family rooms?
Why have such a big home?
It was on sale.
Oh.
Because there's some weird stuff about this house.
Oh.
Nobody wanted to live in it.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. But Lucille and her parents moved from out of town and they didn't know the lore surrounding this house. So they were just like, check out this huge, awesome old house. And it's only $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I still don't think I'd take it if I were in their situation.
That would really send up some red flags for me, but they're pretty naive people.
Okay. I wouldn't even want a house that big, you know?
No, you wouldn't. But for a lot of people, they still, a big house is like a sign of having made it, So they buy the house for $50,000 and they move in. And for a while, everything seems pretty normal.
Uh-oh. I can't help but notice how you said for a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe forever, but
Okay.
at least for a while.
Okay.
Everything seems pretty normal.
Sure.
And they settle in and they move their furniture in and the house came with a lot of stuff too. Old rugs and antiques and lots of things that were gilt in gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Guilt.
Yeah. And so Lucy, her bedroom, because she gets kind of her pick of 8 of the bedrooms. Obviously, her parents get the master suite.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
Didn't she just have multiple rooms?
Well, she she has like a playroom, like craft room and stuff, but her bedroom is on the very top floor. There's 4 floors. It's a big house. It's on the very top floor, and it's got this nice balcony that looks out over the city.
How many floors?
4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a tall house. She's got a good view.
Yeah.
And it's got its own bathroom, and it came with this big, tall, like floor-length mirror, and it's in this big ornate frame, all gilt in gold.
The word of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she really likes this mirror because she loves to play dress up in all of these big fancy old dresses that were left in the closet here. And they're just her size, which is very strange.
This is weird.
Who lived in this room before? Nobody knows.
You know.
Somebody knows.
I don't know.
I don't know. So she loves to play dress up in these dresses that are oddly just her size in front of this big old mirror. And one day she gets out her favorite dress of them all. It's a big ornate red ball gown with a big hoop skirt.
Is it gilt?
It's not gilt.
Okay.
It is embroidered though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Embroidered.
Yeah. But it's not gilt. Don't be ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
So she puts on this big ball gown and she's dancing around to music in sync, of course.
Wait, she's in sync with the music, or is it the music of In Sync?
It is the music of the hit 90s boy band In Sync.
Okay.
Were they in the 90s primarily?
I think they were late 90s.
Late 90s, early 2000s?
I think.
Sure.
I'm not familiar too much with their what's
Craig, you don't have to lie. This is a safe space.
Wait, is Bye Bye theirs?
Yes.
Bye Bye? That one is theirs? Okay. Then yeah. Okay, I can picture it now.
Okay. So she's dancing around to the hit tunes of boy band NSYNC, and she trips on a loose floorboard. Because it's an old house, not everything is in perfect condition. And she falls toward this mirror, and time begins to go in slow motion, and she's thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to crash right through this old mirror and destroy it. And my parents are going to be mad because there's glass all over the floor. This thing is probably worth like $1 gazillion. And
it's guilt.
And it's guilt. I'm going to feel guilt now for breaking it.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that I'll probably get fairly injured by crashing through this glass mirror.
Fairly injured.
Fairly.
This is a lot of thoughts happening in a short amount of time.
When time slows down, when something like this is happening.
I've never really had the experience where time slowed down.
Well, I have. When I broke my wrist, and then one time I was trying to jump over a fence, but I fell. I kind of got caught on it, and then I fell, and I landed flat on my back, and it hurt really bad.
Oh, and time slowed down?
A little bit, yeah.
Did it slow down, or was it just like a really strong memory?
That's a discussion for another time.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so she's falling. Let's just assume that time slowed down.
Okay.
It didn't actually slow down, but in her mind is processing thoughts very quickly in the short amount of time it's taking her to fall.
Sure.
And probably the hoop skirt is like slowing her fall a little bit.
Oh, so it is actually a slow fall.
It might take a little bit of time. Anyway, so she gets to the point where she's going to make contact with the mirror and crash through it and break it. But instead...
Wait a second. So all this time she's thinking, she's actually pausing to reflect, is what she's doing.
She's not pausing to reflect.
Mirror. Reflect.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're making a pun.
I sure am.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
Okay.
So instead, when her body would make contact with the glass and break it, what actually happens is she falls right through the mirror.
This is bullcrap. This would never happen.
Into the reflection on the other side.
Does a reflection fall too into the real world?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
I think that's
so
good.
she stands up, and she's very confused because there's no shattered mirror all around her. She doesn't realize what's happened at first because this was happening quickly. She's just falling. Mm-hmm. So she's just surprised. She stands up and she sees the mirror there, and she's like, "Oh, it didn't break. I guess maybe I missed it. Maybe I just landed on the ground or something. Yeah, this is great." Mm-hmm. So she gets up and she dusts herself off and looks around and just kind of goes about her day for a little bit.
She doesn't notice? It's not like things aren't in reverse?
Things are in reverse, but it takes her a little bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is like a, like fancy room, and things are fairly symmetrical anyway. Mm-hmm. But she goes to get another dress out of the closet, and she turns. She's like, wait, oh, actually, I guess the closet is over here on this other side. Whatever. Mm-hmm. I just fell. I'm all turned around.
Yeah.
And so she goes and she grabs another dress, and she keeps playing dress up and everything. And she's like, she grabs, this big old white dress that had these, this big like floral pattern all over it. But the colors are kind of different than she remembered. And so she starts looking around and she's like, this isn't quite right. Because up on her bed, she goes up there to cuddle with her teddy bear, but actually it's a stuffed rabbit. And she's like,
what?
This is, maybe my parents got me something new. This is strange.
Did the teddy bear have a name?
No.
Okay. What about the rabbit?
No.
Okay. All right.
Well, the rabbit's name is Stan, but nobody knows that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The teddy bear didn't have a name, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she's like, whatever, maybe I hit my head. This is very, very strange. So she lays down to sleep it off, and she takes a little nap. And when she wakes up, her mom is there shaking her awake. I'm pushing Craig in the head right now.
She's illustrating by pushing me in the head.
Yeah, and it's really fun. I think I'll keep doing it.
Okay, it actually kind of feels nice.
Aww.
So, yeah.
I'll rub you. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So she wakes up to her mom being like, hi, honey, it's time for dinner, in that like weird sing-songy voice. And she's like, all right, Mom. Like, have you been toking a marijuana? and
Has her mom been known to toke the marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've got a lot of money laying around because they only spent $50,000 on this.
So they
house.
must be in like California or Colorado or Washington State.
Lots of people toke a marijuana in places where it's not legal to do so.
Gasp is what they do.
Yeah.
If they smoke too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or see the law enforcement while they are doing so in states where it's illegal.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's true. So she's like, have you been toking a marijuana, Mom? And her mom is like, dinner time is in 10 minutes. And then goes downstairs. And as her mom walks away, she's like floating or something. She doesn't even look like she's walking. This is very strange. But whatever. She's probably high.
Yeah.
I guess.
Unless Lucy was the one who smoked the marijuana.
Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe.
Who knows? So anyway.
Well, you know. Maybe.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
But I'll get there.
Yeah.
So she gets up and she changes out of her dress up clothes and puts on real clothes, but they're like all different than she remembers. She grabs a t-shirt that is supposed to say "Just do it." It's like a Nike t-shirt, but instead it says "Just don't it." Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that. Just don't it.
Yeah. And
interesting.
She's like, okay, that's strange. She's a very accepting kid, because all of this would be enough for me to be like, something is super weird here.
But why isn't she?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she thinks that she's just blaming it on, like, her possible head injury.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's a concern.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but she doesn't want to tell her parents about falling, being so reckless, and because she nearly broke that mirror, she thinks. Mm-hmm. And her parents are super strict.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, that's
they
unfortunate.
They are as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she goes downstairs to dinner, and her mom is like, "Oh, hello, honey. I made your favorite." And she's like, "Ooh, mac and cheese with hot dogs cut up in it." And, like, she's thinking that in her head because that's her favorite.
But no, they made hot dogs with mac and cheese cut up in it.
That's exactly what they made.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. She's like, oh, maybe she just tried, a new recipe or something. But whatever. Uh-huh. Because it's head injury.
That's a lot of hot dog.
Yeah.
It might be too much hot dog for me.
Definitely. It's definitely preferable in the
reverse.
In the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the evening goes on in a similar fashion with, everything seems fairly normal, but, like, also kind of weird at the same time. Mm-hmm. And her parents are like her parents, but kind of not. Mm-hmm. And it's just kind of weird. So anyway, eventually, after dinner and dessert, which her mom said, I made your favorite.
Wait, did they have dessert before dinner?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would they?
I don't know.
Because the reverse?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, that's good.
They didn't do that.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But her mom said, I made your favorite for dinner, or for dessert. And her favorite were brownies, but she actually made blondies.
What?
Yeah. So that's weird.
So they were just bright colored?
Yeah. Have you never seen a blondie?
I probably have.
They're really good.
Did it taste like a blondie or did it taste like a brownie?
No, in this world?
Yes.
It tasted like a blondie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So so she goes up to get ready for bed, and then she's laying in bed and she goes to continue the book that she had been reading. And the book that she was reading was The Phantom Toll Booth. Mm-hmm. And she picks it up and she looks at the cover, and it's like it's just
the regular toll booth.
It's just a book about toll booths, just regular normal toll booths.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, someone is playing a practical joke on me, and this is not funny. So she gets up to go confront her parents about it because she thinks that they're messing with her because of all the weed they've been toking. Mm-hmm. And
apparently giving her.
And she walks past the mirror, and as she's walking past, she sees something rather strange.
What's that?
She sees her on the other side. You asked if the reflection fell through to the other side.
Yeah, and you said
I
it
said
didn't.
No, it actually did.
Oh, you lied?
Yeah.
You unreliable narrator.
Well, I didn't want to give away the surprise that I just thought of off the top of my head just now.
You can't just lie like that in a story.
It's like saying, and I did.
It's like saying, like, oh, and so died, and then, like, 4 pages later, nope, that he didn't die.
That happens all the time. That happens all the time. We've watched so many TV shows.
No.
Where people die.
No, but they didn't say they explain that they either came back to life or they made it seem like they died and didn't die. It's not like going, this person did die and they're dead for real, and then they're back. No, they didn't die.
Well, yeah, but I didn't say. No, I guess I did. Well, anyway. She sees something strange out of the corner of her eye, and she backs up really quickly and peers into the mirror, and she sees not her reflection right in front of her, but she sees her in bed on the other side. Yeah, which is impossible because this is a mirror, right?
Yep.
It's supposed to be just her reflection doing the exact same thing on the other side. but it's not. And she's like, that's the sound she makes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, can you do that again?
She goes,
Wait, I didn't get it. Can you do it one more time?
she goes,
Okay. All right.
Did you get it?
Wait.
Yeah, like that.
Okay. All right.
And she's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then in her reflection, who's in bed in the mirror, reacts and looks up at her and looks very surprised and like she's been caught and it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reflection tries to hide under the covers. Mm-hmm. But that actually still doesn't make it any better because this girl still doesn't have a reflection in this mirror, you know? And that's kind of the point of a mirror.
Yeah.
And so then the reflection girl, let's call her, I mean, she's Lucy-based.
Yuckle?
What?
Yuckle?
No.
That's Lucy backwards.
I know.
Okay.
I see what you're trying to do.
Okay.
But no.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call her, I don't know, Lucy 2.
Lucy 2?
Lucy 2.
So it's like Arrested Development.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So Lucy 2 gets up and comes over and she's like, oh, crap. And she's like, oh, okay, you caught me. I'm not really your reflection. I'm just the girl who lives in the reflection. I'm Lucy 2. And she's like, oh my God, I'm Lucy. Like, we have the same name. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's kind of dim.
Yeah.
Lucy
Well,
is.
they're very naive. They bought this house for $50,000 and just assumed it was okay.
She shouldn't be excited that this girl has the same name. She should be terrified.
Sure.
Yeah.
But she's like, what happened? How am I here and you're there? How is there even a here and a there? You know? And Lucy 2 is like, I mean, this house it's kind of weird. Haven't you noticed, like, you know, little things, lights turning on and off, that no one is flipping the switch and things not being where you left them and all that. And she was like, yeah, but I guess I just assumed that, like, it was the wind or, like, the trees or something. And Lucy 2 is like, you are so dumb. And Lucy's like, yeah, I know. And she's like, well, how did I end up on your side of the mirror and you ended up on my side of the mirror? And she's like, well, you know, most people just don't fall into mirrors because they'll break and stuff. So you weren't ever supposed to figure out that it was a portal to this other, like, alternate world. But you're kind of clumsy and, like, this house the floors kind of need to be repaired and stuff. So it happened and now we're here and so there's nothing to be done about it.
Nothing can be done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. And Lucy's like, oh, I mean, I guess that's true. And then Lucy's like, wait a second.
Oh.
Wait a second. You're trying to be tricky. If I got over here by falling through the mirror, can't I get back there by doing the same thing? And Lucy 2 is like, oh, crap. I thought you were too dumb to figure that out.
It seems like a pretty easy thing to figure out. I mean,
I know, but Lucy hasn't really shown herself to be thinking so clearly.
But maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe that's not the way.
Well, so Lucy steps back a couple paces and poises her foot in front of the floorboard that's jutting up just a little bit too much. And she walks forward and she trips right over it. And she falls into the mirror.
Yeah.
And she bounces right off of it.
Oh, no!
Yeah. And she's like, okay, that should have worked. It didn't. What am I supposed to do? And Lucy 2 is like, oh, it didn't work. of course it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yes, I have bested you, Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lucy is like, this is not over. Go to bed. And Lucy 2 is like, whatever. I'm going to read your book. I'm going to move everything around in your room. You're gonna...
No.
I'm going to tell your parents lies.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Lucy is like, I'm going to get back there. And you're coming back to this weirdo world.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I'm really tired, so I'm going to go to bed. So she goes to sleep. She reads the book about toll booths to put her to sleep, because it would put anybody to sleep.
It's pretty boring. Toll booths, just being at a toll booth is boring.
It's pretty boring.
Can I make a suggestion for how I think she could try to get through that mirror?
Sure.
So in the real world, in the original world, she had to fall into the mirror. Mm-hmm. What if she has to fall away from the mirror in this world to get through the mirror?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Can I ask her to try that?
You can, yes. So she wakes up in the morning and she's thinking, okay, mirrors, they kind of, like, you do, like, kind of the opposite. Maybe I should, okay, in the real world, when I came through the mirror, I fell into it.
Mm-hmm.
So what if to get back through the mirror, what if, this is going to sound crazy, but what if...
I think I know what she's going to say.
I have to fall away from the mirror.
Oh, I didn't think that's what she was going to say.
So she gets up and she's like, hey, Lucy 2, I know what I'm going to do. And that wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did.
Okay.
And Lucy 2 is like, oh, you're a poet and you didn't even know it. And she's like, no, I didn't know it.
Oh.
Yeah, burn.
Yeah,
Big burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she gets up and she stands a couple paces away from the mirror and she poises her heel on the back of her foot by the floorboard that's jutting up just too much.
Yeah.
And she steps backward and trips over it.
Yeah.
And falls. And hits her head on the bedpost and nothing happens.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And Lucy 2 is like, ha, I got you. Mm-hmm. But Lucy, from hitting her head, she gets an idea. She's like, wait a second. Yesterday, when I tried to get back and I tripped forward and fell into the mirror, you said that you didn't know why that didn't work. You thought it would work. Mm-hmm. So maybe I am supposed to fall back through the mirror. What else about this is wrong? What's changed since I came through? Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm wearing regular clothes. I was wearing dress-up clothes before. So she runs back over to the closet and she grabs the favorite dress, the red one with the big hoop skirt, and puts it back on.
Mm-hmm. The dress.
She goes forward. She stands in front of the mirror. She poises her foot in front of the floorboard that's jutting up too much, trips over it, falls forward, and comes tumbling through the mirror back into the real world.
Why do your stories always involve tumbling?
And Lucy 2, Lucy stands up and looks back into the reflection, and Lucy 2 is on the other side.
Yeah.
And she's like, rats.
Yeah, screw you, Lucy 2.
Yeah. And Lucy's like, yeah, that'll show you. I got back. And also, I finished your book about toll booths, and it was really dumb. And Lucy 2 is like...
insulting her book. Oh, now I feel bad for Lucy 2.
Yeah, and she goes and cuddles. Lucy 2 goes and cuddles with her stuffed bunny named Stan. Mm-hmm. And then...
Does she know that the bunny's name's Stan?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, it'd be great if no one did, and just the bunny knew.
Yeah, well, the bunny tells her.
Okay, the bunny can talk.
Yeah, the bunny can talk also.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
For another day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then eventually the two girls become friends.
Oh.
Because, they were never really against one another. And sometimes they swap places just for fun.
Oh.
Yeah. They come and visit each other's world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's a very good story.
The end.
What was the name of it?
It's called Lucy and the Mirror Guilt, but spelled like feeling bad.
Lucy and the Mirror Guilt.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucy and the Mirror Guilt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And what was mine called?
It was
Stella. How Stella got her
Hot Pocket
back.
I mean him.
Or
his. Something like that.
How Stella got her Hot Pocket back. I mean his.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what mine is called.
That was great.
Okay, good. I think that yours was longer than mine.
Was it?
Yes.
Yours felt like it went on and on.
Yours was 10 minutes longer than mine.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Why do you get to have a longer story than me?
I don't know. Next week you get to have a longer
Mine is going
story.
to be 2 hours next week.
Okay. I'm gonna be missing next week's podcast. It'll just be Craig.
Where are you going?
I'll listen to the abridgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Your story was good though. It was very good. It's probably better than mine this time.
Suspenseful, and people like suspense.
Yeah. Well, mine was suspenseful. Catfights?
Sure. Hot Pockets. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So...
Drama?
Yeah.
How, like A Streetcar Named Desire?
Yeah.
Theater?
Right.
People love that.
Yeah, you're just saying words now.
Yeah. Cats?
Yep.
Trash? Butts?
Fiduciary. All right.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
We will be back next week with another couple of stories. If you got suggestions, go on over to what?
Go for it.
If you got suggestions, go on over to our Twitter, Stories in Bed, or Facebook, facebook.com/storynotstory. If you like what you're hearing, and if you made it this far into it, you probably do like what you're hearing.
You must.
Consider going on over to our iTunes and giving us a rating, because that helps. And tell your friends, and your enemies.
And your dog.
And your dog.
Your dog will not understand, but tell them about it.
Yeah. Is that all?
I think that might be it.
And now, I know it's morning, but I think we're going to have to say goodnight.
Good night.